Hey everyone, so Sean back with another video, and today we're going to be going over a few quality of life improvements that I would like to see in preparation for RTA Guild versus Environment. We do have the event going on right now, the Dawn Guard event, and I think that within the next 2 weeks, if they fully focus on quality of life and sort of like player-friendly updates and then release their big hidden game mode RT and Guild vs Environment, I think they'd be in the best spot possible. Even if they only release a couple of these things, I think that they're going to be in a great spot for the release of RTA. So let's jump into them. So the first one I feel like we all need to talk about real quick is the improvements to the gear discarding system. This is probably a no-brainer on a lot of people's lists here. First off, the whole sorting system is kind of unusable because you can't sort by flat stats, which is not a huge deal. A lot of people just use the full discard system, but with the fact that we're crashing recently, that's not a very safe thing to do. And even if you do make a mistake, click on the outside, that's also not a good thing to do. So overall, there just need to be a better way to sort. Locking gear, checking out your discard after the battle through the discard menu and being able to see the stats, and getting a better auto sorting system in the game would all go a long way, especially being able to sort by main and sub stats. For example, you have the main stats here, and then you just give it another tab, sub stats, and then you could sort by substats. So like if you have a flat attack in your substat, insta feed, you could just select all your flat stats, and I'd instantly do that myself. I'd go ahead and just select all flat stats in my substats as long as they weren't legendary, and then just go ahead and feed them. So definitely I think it can make some major improvements with some simple modifications to the system, which I think is a generally good system. One other thing about this one that I think should absolutely be in the game is just being able to discard our gear in the gear menu. For example, here we have a sell option, right? So we could sell gear for gold, but we can't sell it for gear XP, but we can discard gear for gear XP after a multi-battle. I don't know why this just isn't gear XP as well. You can choose to gold or gear XP, whether or not you want either one, or just make it all gear XP. Most people aren't going to sell gear for gold, but I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do it in this menu. It makes us so we could actually sort our inventory much easier. Definitely need that. Second thing on the priority list, honestly, this is probably my most wanted thing in the future because I, as a content creator, move gear sets around all the dang time. And all I want is gear loadouts, or gear sets, whatever you want to call it. But the ability to save and attach a name to a gear loadout. For example, if I have a Methasia gear set, let's just say this is my high agility set. So I can just type in, okay, revival, high agility, or Methasia, or whatever, don't care. And then instantly I have that gear set. If I unequipped all these pieces, I can go ahead and just say, okay, I want Methasia in this gear set, and it would pull all the inventory pieces out of my inventory or from other characters if they're on other characters and instantly apply them to Methasia. Also gear swapping. So like if this character and another character have the same gear set and you decide to put that gear on the other character, it just automatically swaps. I do want that as well. I think this is a very important feature, especially for RTA and Guild vs Environment, because imagine a lot of people are going to be using different units, different gear sets for both game modes. Most of the time, you're going to want your best gear on your RTA units, but if you want to push in Guild vs Environment, you're probably going to want your best gear on those units as well. So I imagine with these new game modes, we're going to be swapping gear a lot. Next thing on the priority list is just a quick promote to 4 and 5 stars. This is something that I've been asking for since the beginning of soft launch. A great system. This game has a lot of quality of life features that I think are significantly larger improvements over other gacha games out there. But that doesn't mean that it can't be better. And one easy way to do that is just to add 4 and 5 stars quick promote, because yes, you don't have to feed your 1 into 2 stars and your 2 into 3 stars, whatever. But there's still a lot of feeding into 4 stars and to get 5 stars as well in the game. I know I spent a lot of time on stream going ahead and promoting my units, and it takes literally like a 30-45 minute process if I wanted to 6-star someone from scratch, assuming I had all the resources, just promoting characters, and that's already with the quick promote system in place. So I think that definitely getting that 4 and 5 star quick promote is a huge time saver, and I would definitely love it. The next one is something that I don't see a lot of people talking about, and I wasn't sure that I was kind of in support of this, but after playing the game for a while, I think there's an easy compromise for this, and that is endless trial skip or autocomplete. And the way this would be unlocked, in my opinion, would be, okay, if you complete endless trial level 70, X amount of times, you get to unlock the ability to instant complete it. For example, let's just say they leave it at, okay, you have to beat endless trial 50 times. Which basically means you have to have played for at least 100 days, assuming you've beaten Endless Trial level 70 every single time. In my case, I would definitely have been able to unlock it. It's about a 3-month journey. And at that point, especially for myself, I'm running multiple accounts. I make content. I move gear around. This game mode, I do enjoy it, and it is very, very fun. But at this point, I've done the content so many times, and also it takes, honestly, a large chunk of my time, at least 30 minutes, generally, if I'm trying to beat the game mode. On top of it, I have to do it on multiple accounts. So definitely would love to see a autocomplete, but having to earn it. I don't like the idea of, okay, once you beat it once, you can go ahead and finish it off. I think that being able to earn that type of kind of quality of life feature is definitely something, the right way to go, at least. That way it encourages people to build for this game mode, and you don't just leave it in the dust, because after 90 days, you should easily be able to complete this, but not giving people the easy option when you're early on, because it is kind of a difficult game mode in the beginning of the game. Next up is multi-battle freedom. So what do I mean by this? Well, when you multi-battle in this game, you're going to go ahead and select your multi-battle. You can just jump into a campaign run, and you can select, it doesn't matter, 10, 1, whatever, and you are locked into watching your multi-battle. There's quite a few other games that have had this. Actually, more recently, Infinite Magic Raid has a really great quality of life feature over Ace in this area, in that when you run your multi-battles, you can go ahead and access your gear, access your shop, quick promote, shop, all that good stuff, enhance gear. Basically anything that you can do in your lobby, you would be able to do. That's really nice feature, especially for someone like me, who oftentimes will go ahead and run a multi-battle, and then I would love to just go ahead and swap some gear around in preparation for some content that I'm trying to do on stream. Would definitely love that. Next up is actually something a little bit smaller. These last ones are a little bit kind of smaller changes, but I think would go a long way, and that is 3 times speed. It would speed up everything in the game approximately by, not quite 30 or 50%, but actually it would probably speed it up. I'm not quite sure, about 50%, I guess, which would be really nice. I'm blanking on the math here, but the game is already takes quite a while to play in regards to actually actively playing the game, and I think that 3 times speed would go a long way. You could make it so that multi-battles are still on 2 times speed or whatever, but doing a manual mode at 2 times speed does take a little while. Now, this one's a little bit more controversial, and I wasn't sure about it myself, but yeah, 3 times speed, I think at this point with a lot of players, the way that they're feeling is that it feels a lot more grindy, a lot slower than other games, and I feel like, although I think 2 times speed is completely fine and absolutely okay, 3 times speed would give a lot of players the relief that they want, and I think that's ultimately all we care about, is doing what the majority of the players, or what's healthy for the game. And I think with RTA coming out, a lot of people are going to be farming anyways, and they don't really cap out on farming anyways. So I think this is a good time to release 3 times speed, considering that a lot of people will be over farming for months and months to come for RTA. Last few here. First one in the kind of honorable mentions, rather than not like full quality of life features, but maintain my settings when I log in and out of accounts or log out of the game, please. I don't want to log in and have to refresh my skills, or turn on 2 times speed, or turn off animations, or whatever it is. I can't tell you how many times I've logged in and out of account, and then someone tells me, hey, I see that you have your animations running, and I'm wasted like 5 minutes of my XP boost per 10 run. When it's normally supposed to be 5 minutes, it takes 10 minutes. It's so silly, because this is one actually that's more irritating than anything else on this list, because it's something that should just already save my settings, so attached to my Google account. So find some way to do that, please. That would be amazing. And then the last one is something a little bit way smaller, and that is just allow us to add all friends when we're doing arcane dungeons. So if you get a party of 3, you have to go and click plus on every single friend. Just give add all friends button, please, so that we don't have to do that. It's like 10-15 seconds, and in my case, it's oftentimes 20 seconds because I have a full friends list, and I could easily just press a button and move on with my life. I'd love to do that. It's really easy to do, and I think that's just an excellent quality of life feature. Just something a little bit extra, right? All these things are extra and definitely would help the kind of player attitude towards the developers and the game. And I think that with RTA and Guild vs. Environment coming, handling some of these smaller quality of life updates / changes / improvements is the ideal way to release patch notes. Don't worry about doing massive rebalancing in preparation for RTA. Just focus on making the game a more pleasant experience, and then you drop your massive content bomb, and then I think the game is in absolutely amazing position, which I already think that the game is in a great position currently, especially with RTA within a couple of weeks. So those are my thoughts on what I think would make this game a lot more fun and easier to play. A lot of the quality of life features that I would love to see. If you agree, or if you disagree, or if you have your own suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. I'm going to be reading them all and responding to them all. That'll be it for this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you for the next one.